Let's make a delicious apple upside down cake. This cake features a caramel apple topping and a fluffy spiced cake. Start by preparing the apple. Peel the apple and slice into 1/4 inch thick slices. Sprinkle the cinnamon and nutmeg over the apples and stir gently to coat them in the spices. Then prepare the cake pan. Use a 9-inch cake pan for this recipe. Grease the bottom and the sides of the pan with oil. Then place a circle of parchment paper on the bottom of the pan and grease the parchment paper. Place the apples on the bottom of the pan on an even layer. Then place the cake pan with the apples on the bottom right next to where the caramel sauce is being made, because once the caramel sauce is ready, you have to immediately pour it in the pan. Add the sugar to a stainless steel pan. Pour the water in and add glucose. The glucose is going to help stabilize the caramel. You can use glucose or corn syrup. Stir gently with a spatula until the sugar is incorporated with the water. Dip a brush in water and brush the sides of the pan to make sure that there are no sugar crystals on the sides of the pan. Place the pan over medium-high heat. Let the mixture come to a boil. Do not move or stir or shake the pan. The sugar will melt, and then it will become a clear syrup with lots of fast-moving bubbles. The next stage will be a slowing down of the bubbling, and that's when the caramel will start to darken. Pay very close attention to it because it can go from barely golden to burnt in just a few seconds if you aren't careful. Once you see that the caramel is starting to brown in certain spots, you can gently swirl the pan once or twice. Keep cooking until the syrup is a light golden color. Immediately remove it from the heat and then pour it over the apples. Set the pan aside and start making the cake batter. Whisk together the flour, baking powder, salt, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Set it aside. With the mixer, beat the butter at medium speed for 1 minute. Then add the sugar and beat with the butter for another 2 to 3 minutes. I've made this recipe using a combination of brown sugar and granulated sugar, and I've also made this recipe using only granulated sugar. Add the eggs one at a time, mixing until incorporated before adding the next egg. Add the vanilla and mix to combine. Add half of the dry ingredient mixture to the bowl and mix on low. Pour the buttermilk in and mix until incorporated. Add the remaining dry ingredient mixture and mix on low to combine. Spread the batter on the bottom of the cake pan over the cooled caramel and apple mixture. Bake the cake in the preheated 350 Fahrenheit oven for 30 to 35 minutes. Remove the cake from the oven. Let the cake cool down for about 15 minutes and then flip it onto a plate. It's important to remove the cake from the pan before the caramel has a chance to get too hard. Let the cake cool down before slicing and serving. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe.